It is alive! Today, we're gonna get our 944 started. I am Aaron, this is Dad, this is Husman Bros, and Justin, he's out on vacation. So I have accepted Justin's challenge. If we can get this 944 started, this will be our next project. So we are going to dig deep and see what it takes to get this thing back on the road. It's been, I guess, what, probably about
3 years at least.
Yeah, I think it's been about 3 years. So these tires are probably square right now, but let's dig deep and see if we can get this started. And by digging, we're gonna have to start by getting rid of this stuff. Let's dig this thing out of the barn. One thing about a Husman,
You keep stuff.
you gotta keep it. You never know when you're gonna need it again. So
Right.
we'll figure out what we're gonna do with these headlights.
One elusive bolt, you gotta keep it. Stuff. You got stuff on top of stuff. You know, a general cleanup of the garage would not be a bad idea anyway.
You know, I'm gonna have to recommend you to Justin. He's the facilities manager around here, so any cleanup is his responsibility. Now that we've uncovered the 944 a little bit, I think the first place is most likely we need to start is going to be a battery. This thing has been sitting for 3 years now. It's only been started a handful of times, and so we need to check this battery just to even see if it's going to work.
Probably true.
All right, we don't have a battery tester, so instead of a fancy tool, I'm gonna test it the old-fashioned way. I'm just gonna try and start it. Well, I've got some sound. That's a good sign. Got a little bit of needle movement. That's good too. But no spark, no electricity. So first place we're gonna have to start is gonna be the battery. We'll need to replace that. So we'll pull the battery out and go exchange that before we go any further. All right, so battery changes, taking it out, going to the store and getting a new one, putting it back in is not really the most exciting video. Plus, I'm hoping that most of you know how to do that already. If you don't, I hope you're watching this project for entertainment and not for instruction because you have a long way to go. But assuming you all know what you're doing, we've gotten the battery switched out now and we should have juice. This is a brand new battery. Let's get in and see if this thing starts up. Now, like I said, this thing has not started in 3 years, so if you like cold start videos, this one is for you. Check it out.
Fingers crossed.
All right, it started up a little bit rough at first, but it's going, it's idling just under 1,000 RPM right now. Kind of going up and down, so still need to get it dialed in, of course, but it's a good place to start after not having started for quite some time. Sounds pretty good. I don't hear any knocking. So I'm gonna let it warm up here for a minute, see if the idle stabilizes, and if it does, we'll go for a test drive. All right, we're gonna see if the scientists can help us out and get this thing running smoothly. We're gonna give it a little bit of boost, a little performance enhancing drug, some seafoam motor treatment here, dump that in the gas tank, see if that gives us a little smoother ride.
Won't hurt.
Yeah, it certainly couldn't hurt. It's a 1986. And so it can use all the TLC it can get. It's sounding pretty good so far. The idle is smoothing out. The gas smells bad, but it's understandable. It's been sitting for 3 years. We do use premium on it, so it's a better quality. And it looks like our idle is holding strong. We're here sitting at 1,000 RPM. Needle's not moving at all. I think this project's ready for a test drive.
Back this puppy out. Let's see what we got.
It is alive! Well, the good news is it made it around the complex, so it doesn't feel too bad. We're gonna let it warm up a little bit, air up the tires, and then take it for a bigger test drive. All right, we filled up the tires and it is time to go for a drive. Hop in. Starts right up. It's great. Told you, reliable car. Everybody should drive a 944. All right, let's take it for a spin. See how it handles the open road. So apparently this car has not been registered since 2015. But the good news is 2025 is next year. So it's only got a 5. Maybe we'll be able to pass for 2015. I understand it's pretty loud in here, but remember, this is going to be a race car or a rally car, so it's going to be loud. First impressions, clutch doesn't feel great. Might have to make that repair. Hopefully, we can just bleed it, and that'll fix the problem, and we don't have to replace the entire clutch, but we're going to have to see. This car is from an era where they did not remind you where the gas tank was with a clever little arrow on the dash, so you just have to remember. If you are sitting in your 944 at the gas station and wondering which side it's on and watching this video, it's on the passenger side. Now, after sitting for a while, I'm sure the gas in here was bad, but the good news is there wasn't much gas in here. So we'll fill it up with some fresh gas, we got the seafoam in there, and this thing should be running like a top. All right, we're gassed up, let's take it for a spin, see how it drives. Probably shouldn't get on it so hard in the first trip out in 3 years. But we put some miles on this car. It's been a lot of fun to drive. So it's good to get this thing back out on the road. I'm glad that it's not going to take a lot of work just to get it running and get it driving. So it's driving pretty good. It's been a while since I've driven this, but bringing back some memories. I put some miles on this car. It's been a lot of fun to drive. Before we started the Husman Bros channel, we actually added a GT hatch. We replaced the original glass hatch because it was leaking and we needed to do something, and so we did the GT hatch. We posted a video of that on our Phoenix Insurance channel and got a lot of views, got a little bit of controversy as well. Some of the Porsche purists do not like the GT hatch at all. I think it looks pretty good. It just makes it look a little different than a lot of 944s out there. And in my eyes, there's nothing wrong with something a little bit different. Good side effect of it though, it lightened up the rear a lot because we got rid of this big heavy piece of glass and replaced it with a simple fiberglass. Putting it together was not the easiest. The builder had to do a lot of maneuvering just to get it to come together. Sanding, putting it on, taking it off. He said they had it on and off several times before they finally got the good fit. But now it's on there, fits good. I'll look forward to getting it refreshed a little bit. It's got some paint chips from the tornado, so it'll be nice to get it freshened up and see how the build comes together. We're gonna have to build around that GT hatch because I don't see us replacing that. If we do decide to go ahead and do the Safari build, one thing Justin has pushed for is mounting a spare tire on the GT hatch, and if we do that, I do think it'll look really good. And unlike your spare tire on the roof, it's gonna be a little bit easier to get to. And it's going to have a lot better leverage by pulling it off the angle of the back than having to climb up on the top of the Cayenne and get it off of the roof rack. So I think it'll be very functional. Now this is not a turbo, it's just the NA, but it's still a lot of fun. It certainly is not going to get up to 60 or 100 miles an hour quite like the 911 is, but it is a lot of fun to drive, especially if you're not looking to go all out speeds. If you really want to get into some corners, it handles really well. I mean, not right now because the tires on it are a few years old, have some flat spots, but it handles really well and it's a lot of fun to drive this car. Well, it's good to get it back on the road, but I'm really conflicted about what we want to do with this project. Safari build, street car build, track car. I really want to hear what you guys think, so leave your comments down below. Let us know what you want to see. Honestly, I am 50-50 between the three of them, so I'd like to hear what you have to say. But Justin comes back in town next week. We're gonna sit down, read some of your comments, figure out what everybody likes, and then we're gonna hash it out and make a plan on what we're gonna do with this 944 moving forward. If you've done a 944 build, we want to hear about what you put on yours that you really like or things that you really hate. Leave those in the comments below because we want to really have a great build here. Now I want to make sure I can see what this thing looks like on the road, so we're going to stop and get a couple of flybys. Well, it's official. The 944 is running, and now we can start doing stuff with it. Remember, leave some comments below and let us know what you would like to see us do, but we will figure out what this build looks like, and you can watch us all along the way. Oh, and if you like my shirt, check out the link below to our merch store. We got this and all sorts of other cool designs, and if you like 944s enough, we'll even make a design of the 944. Come back and see us next time.